Hello and welcome back to my channel. The UK and US seems to have put everyone in big trouble this time. Now, the Yemen's Houthis ain't playing because they have threatened to cut the Red Sea underground fiber optic cable if the US and UK launch another attack on Yemeni airport. Now, despite Western joint operations that sought to degrade the Houthis' ability to threaten maritime traffic in the Red Sea, they have continued to strike merchant ships off the coast of Yemen in recent weeks. However, if the fighting and attacks continue, then the group may adjust its strategy to address a new and a more critical target, which is cutting the telecommunication cables underground the Red Sea. Now, note that this is a hub of more than 99% of the world's international internet traffic and more than 80% of international telephone communication traffic. So, if these cables are cut, then what happens to the world? Check out these videos. I will be right back. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your comments after watching the video.
Yemen's Houthis have threatened to cut the Red Sea underground fiber optic cable if the US and UK launch another attack on Yemeni airports. This is a huge threat, as this cable is the lifeblood of communication pathways connecting Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. The severance of these cables poses a serious threat to geopolitical stability, global financial markets, and cybersecurity. More than 99% of the world's international internet traffic and more than 80% of international telephone communication traffic passes through submarine fiber optic cables.
This will actually be a horrible idea. I don't know if you know this, but the internet that you have literally crosses through these cables underneath the water. And if these Houthis cut down some of these cables, war's about to take place. This infrastructure is billions of trillions of dollars. This could potentially take away all internet. That means no social media, no phone, nothing, all gone. But what they don't realize is that this will kick them in the butt. For one, everybody will be against it because who doesn't need and love their data? But secondly, they're not going to be able to communicate. This would literally prevent communication to those people who need it most, like hospitals and doctors. And for those who justify their actions by saying they're doing a good cause because they're trying to represent the Palestinians and the land, first of all, I need you to understand it has nothing to do with the people or the real estate. This is a much deeper issue within them and even in their hearts. If they really wanted to help, what they should do is go take aid over there, medical aid, financial aid. Open your borders and bring them in and offer them your homes, not threaten the whole world and take their internet away.
What an interesting world we live in. This journalist says the U.S. bombed an airport in Yemen and that the Yemenis have said if there is no ceasefire, they will cut this fiber optic cable. And the journalist says that that's the huge threat. The fiber optic cables. That's the huge threat in all of this. Not the thousands of people in Gaza, not the heinous attacks on Yemen. The huge threat is to our Western economy. Even after learning to every action, there's a reaction, we're gonna keep doing the same old actions and causing the same old reactions because that's how narcissism works. And we are a narcissistic society. That's our culture. No wonder we want to appropriate everyone else's.
Well, don't look at us, UK and United States. We've been telling y'all, don't fuck the Houthis. I'm telling you right now, dude, don't be with our internet, United States and UK. You better start taking these Houthis serious. These cables, they might as well be the US and UK. Yes, bro, I cut your off. No, but serious. Don't step to the Houthis. Cause they ain't the one, son. Free Palestine. Ha ha!
Now, when you think things will get better for Israel and America, things just keep on getting worse. Let's talk about what's going on. Everybody laughs at Yemen for being poor, yet the Americans are poor themselves. And guess what? The Yemeni Houthis have American Israel by their throat. They're like, sit down here, we control the Red Sea, and you can't stop us. And nobody can stop us. Now, the Yemeni Houthis are threatened that they're going to cut the fiber optic cables in the Red Sea. Now, if you don't know anything about the fiber cables, these are very important because they are used for communication and data transfer transmissions globally, and they control the financial market. So if they cut those fiber optic cables, they have a potential impact, a huge impact on the financial markets around the world. Now, we're able to receive texts pretty much instantly because there are 750,000 miles of cables on the sea floor, and data travels through them at nearly the speed of light. So what happens if they're cut? Chaos, chaos, chaos. But whose fault would this be? You know the answer. Now, on December 24th, 2023, a Telegram channel linked to the Houthis published a map showing the networks of submarine communications cables in the Mediterranean Sea, the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea, and the Persian Gulf. The image was accompanied by an ominous message. There are maps of international cables connecting all regions of the world through the sea, and it seems that Yemen is in a strategic location as internet lines that connect entire continents, not only countries, pass near it. Now, though the statement did not specify a target, the threat coincides with perhaps the Houthis' most aggressive military campaign against vessels in the Red Sea. Since mid-October 2023, the group has launched more than 100 drones and aims at vessels transiting through the Bab el-Mandeb, which connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. Now, the attacks have been so disruptive that at least one major shipping company announced that it would suspend shipping through the Red Sea and Suez Canal until further notice. Diverted ships must instead sail around Africa, significantly raising transit times and shipping costs. Now, these costs will almost certainly be passed on to consumers, hiking prices worldwide for a variety of commodities. Although high-level U.S. officials trace that they had not yet observed price increases due to the blockade, the crisis ultimately prompted the United States to create a new international maritime task force focused on stopping the group's attacks. Now, despite this show of force, it does not appear that the Houthis have any intention of stopping their attacks. In early December, the group threatened to attack any ships transiting through the Red Sea to Israel, regardless of their nationality. In the weeks since, they have attacked neutral vessels, promising to continue as long as Israeli forces remain active in Gaza. As the Gaza war has threatened to escalate across the Middle East, the communications cables running underneath the Red Sea have come under increased scrutiny from the Houthis and their allies. On Telegram, both Lebanese, Hezbollah, and Iran-backed militias in Iraq released their own statements that suggested they would consider cutting the cables, a step that would mark a new evolution in the regional conflict. Now, many people both in the Middle East and across the world more generally take for granted the modern comforts provided by undersea cables. In the 21st century, these cables serve as some of the world's most critical digital infrastructure, servicing more than 95% of international data flows and communications, including an estimated $10 trillion in financial transactions every day. Even partial damage to the undersea cables could eliminate internet access across vast areas, causing major economic disruptions for entire countries. Now, even more concerning for the Gulf Cooperation Council states, the United States and Washington's allies, damaging these cables could cut off military or government communications. The cables are the only hardware with enough bandwidth to accommodate the terabytes of military sensor data that inform ongoing operations. In the years to come, as technologies like artificial intelligence develop, the amount of data required to sustain advanced military operations will only increase. Now, Yemen sits at a critical juncture for these cables, much as the Bab el-Mandeb act like a choke point for maritime traffic above the waves. The region is one of only 3 cable choke points in the world, making threats to this infrastructure of particular concern to great powers like China and the United States, who are already competing for control over the cable network. Now, so far, the cables have been kept safe, more so by the Houthis' relative technological underdevelopment than for a lack of motivation. Up to now, the militant group has primarily fought a land war against the internationally recognized government of Yemen and its Saudi and Emirati allies. In short, while the Houthis have long presented a threat to international maritime traffic, the group's recent series of increasingly brazen attacks underscores its intention to play a larger role in the region moving forward. Now, a network of vital underwater communication cables could be the perfect soft target for their next attack, and this possibility should concern all nations that depend on this critical infrastructure, both near and far. What are your views on this topic? Share your comments in the comment section down below and let's get talking. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video as I bring you another interesting video.